If you had met Lynn Shabinsky on the street, you would hardly have guessed her age, and would almost certainly have been mistaken for decades. After all, she is already 64 years old, but she looks 30 years younger. And the main question here is not her appearance, but the reason why her body does not seem to follow the usual logic of aging. There are people who try to look younger on the outside, and there are those who change the very mechanism of how the body ages from the inside. Lynn Shabinsky belongs to the second part of people. At 64, her lifestyle, energy, and daily habits make you wonder over and over again, what exactly is she doing differently that her age doesn't match the external sense of time? What kind of diet does she follow? How does he train? Watch the video to the end. We will reveal her main secrets of youth, which can radically change your life in the very near future. So, let's get started. It's worth starting with the fact that Lynn has something that most people who try to rejuvenate through quick solutions don't have. She doesn't have a race. There is no attempt to catch up with youth. There is another condition, the constant adjustment of the body and psyche to balance. And she builds this balance through very simple but disciplined things. And this is the first principle, regular yoga practice. But if you think that it's just about stretching or physical activity, then this is too superficial in understanding. For Lynn, yoga is a way to rewire the body on a daily basis. With age, the body loses not only flexibility, but also the ability to quickly adapt to stress. Muscles become less responsive, joints become more rigid, and the nervous system takes longer to come out of a state of tension. Yoga, in her case, works as a tool that restores the body's ability to be plastic, not only physically, but also metabolically. When a person regularly moves in a slow, conscious rhythm, an important thing happens. The nervous system stops living in a constant state of anxiety. And chronic stress is one of the main factors of accelerated aging. It affects sleep, hormonal balance, inflammatory processes, and even how the skin recovers at night. And this is where the first key effect of Lynn's lifestyle becomes noticeable. Her outward youth is not a cosmetic effect. This is a reflection of the fact that the recovery system works inside without constant failures. But yoga is only one part. The second important detail is her attitude to nutrition. Lynn does not follow extreme diets and does not live in a regime of constant restrictions. Her approach can be described in another way. She eats so that her body does not enter overload mode. This means that her diet is based on a simple logic: to minimize food fluctuations. Do not overload the body with sudden sugar spikes. Do not force the digestive system to work in a constant rush mode. Do not provoke internal inflammatory reactions. With age, it is these silent overloads that become critical. A person may not feel them directly, but they accumulate at the tissue level. Skin quality deteriorates, energy levels drop, and a feeling of heaviness appears even without objective reasons. For Lynn, eating is not a once-a-day pleasure, but an even distribution of energy. She chooses food that maintains stability rather than creating sudden peaks and troughs, and it is this stability that makes its condition predictably smooth. But there is another layer that is often underestimated, although it strongly influences the perception of age. This is an external image and attitude to clothing. Lynn Shabinsky chooses clothes not as a way to hide age, but as a way to emphasize the vivacity of the body. This is an important psychological moment. When a person dresses as if his body has already given into time, he begins to move and hold himself differently. Conversely, clothing that supports a sense of activity literally changes behavioral patterns. An interesting effect works here. The brain constantly reads signals from the external environment and adjusts behavior to them. If the image supports a sense of energy, the body begins to move more confidently. Posture straightens up. Gestures become more free. It's not magic. It's the neuropsychology of body perception. And in the case of Lynn, this is especially noticeable. Her appearance style is not an attempt to look younger, but a way to stay in a living body state. And this is what is considered by others as youth. Skincare deserves special attention, but it is important to understand that we are not talking about an infinite number of procedures, but about a systematic approach to protection and recovery. With age, the skin loses its ability to retain moisture and reacts faster to external factors: sun, wind, temperature changes, stress. And here the key is not the amount of funds, but the regularity and gentleness of care. Lynn adheres to the logic that the skin is not overloaded with aggressive interventions. Her approach can be described as support, not fix. This fundamentally changes the result. The skin is not under constant stress, which means it wears out more slowly. And here it is important to emphasize: the youthfulness of the skin is not just about cosmetics, it's about how peaceful the body lives as a whole, because the skin is a reflection of internal processes. And if there are constant overloads inside, no external means will have a lasting effect. If you put it all together, it becomes clear that the secret of Lynn Shabinsky is not in any one action. Yoga, nutrition, skincare, and clothing style are not separate elements, but parts of a single system. This system is built around three simple but powerful principles: regularity, gentleness, and lack of overload. She is not trying to break the age. It creates conditions in which age simply does not accelerate. And perhaps the most important thing here is the absence of extremes. There are no drastic restrictions in her lifestyle. There is no attempt to rejuvenate at any cost. There is no struggle with the body. There is cooperation with him. And it is this collaboration that gives the effect that looks almost incredible from the outside. When a 64-year-old person moves easily, looks fresh, and retains energy, this is perceived as an exception to the rule, but it's really just a different life strategy. Lynn Shabinsky shows the way without extremes, without promises to stop time, but with a very consistent approach to your body and lifestyle. And perhaps the main conclusion from her story sounds unexpectedly simple. Youth is most often not added, but preserved. And the way you live every ordinary day eventually becomes what you look like decades from now. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video, which has now appeared on your screen.